Yay.
Good morning. Welcome, Todd and Erin morning stream at GetParkDaily.com. Morning stream.
It's noon. Do you realize this is the first time? I don't want to even know. Let's not even count back how far we've been doing this, but this is the first noon show we have ever done, ever. In our histories.
And this is our new deal. And my sleeping is good.
You were giddy when you woke up at 7 today instead of 4, weren't you?
7 o'clock. Wow. It's like being in a spa. Let's look at the mountain cam, shall we?
The Morning Mountain Cam. It's brought to you by Brio Technologies, your experts in lighting, sound, and video.
It looks different at noon.
I know. It's much brighter.
Nooner.
Yeah, ish.
Yeah.
You realize this comes up with a new dilemma. We're going to have to figure out something new to call the show because we're not the Todd and Erin morning stream anymore.
Right.
We could be the noon stream, but that doesn't have the same ring to it.
On Facebook, we did get some the Todd and Erin
suggestions.
Nooner.
I'm fine with nooner.
You know the connotations.
Honey. I know.
Okay.
But based on all the other connotations of an immeasurable amount of permutations.
True.
I don't think that one's as troubling as some of the others we've heard.
Probably not. We're going to talk today about free pizza. We're going to talk about John Stockton's kid
with the weirdest signing contract ever.
I could do it.
And there is a can-do gal, a plucky little lady who's now going on her third attempt to murder her husband.
Three's a charm. All right, so we spent, if you've been saying, hey, Todd and Erin are gone, yay. We took some days off, and then the last couple days we went to New Orleans. And you say New Orleans because New Orleans just sounds stupid.
Actually, if you were going to say it right, it'd be Nolans.
Nolans. Anyway, if you've ever been there, there's so many different things. There's such a spectrum of
awesome
and not awesome. It's like this far
and
apart.
Mold. There's lots of that.
There's lots of mold.
And insects the size of a Buick.
Now, when we go on trips like this, Erin handles, all the time, Erin handles everything, basically. I just cook and try to clean.
Oh, you research cool places we can go when we get there.
But Erin does the deal. Now, this deal was different because we had frequent flyer miles, which was cool, and you bought a package.
Yeah, because I could get more frequent flyer miles if I did the package. So
right.
I picked the hotel and I looked through everything. It looked really nice, and they said it was 4.5 stars.
You showed me the pictures.
Yeah, and they went 4.5 stars. This is cool. All right, this will be great.
A balcony.
There was a little tiny balcony with the little wrought iron railings that they have down there, so you could sit outside in the morning, have your coffee, and watch the show of all people going by.
We were so excited. Do you want to see what it looked like? Because remember, we had high expectations.
4.5 star hotel.
Shall we?
Let's
show. New Orleans, the French Quarter, the beautiful place to be. Erin got this great deal for us on Travelocity, which included airfare and hotel. And sometimes when you're traveling, there is some challenges, but we always make the best of it. Oh, and should I point out, right there on the corner is the hazmat team, and that white truck is a shower system made to decontaminate you.
It's the 3 cars that say Office of Homeland Security that have us the most concerned.
But we feel better because they're letting moms with carriages for kids go down the street. I asked them if it was a drill, and they went, no. Let's show them the room, Erin, shall we?
First of all, I'd like to introduce you to the guillotine of death. Now, this is the window that you have to haul up that weighs about 150 pounds to get out. And you'll notice the people have apparently tried to cling desperately to the camera, to the curtains to save themselves as the guillotine comes down.
No, Erin, why don't we switch hotels?
We can't. It was part of a package.
Let us continue. Oh, let's play our new favorite game.
Appreciate the stings, mind you.
Oh, hang on.
And this is my favorite part. This is the one lock, as you can see from the cracks, that holds the 150-pound guillotine of death up.
Which keeps it from separating your head from your body. Here's our new favorite game. Look at the room and tell us what is missing.
Now, I love the lovely high ceilings. The TV that doesn't even have basic cable on it. But you know what? We all used to get along with 4 channels before, so let's not be fussy. And as you look around our spacious room, what do we miss?
Oh, I know what it is. A dresser.
That would be why our entire contents of our suitcases have exploded all over the second bed. We're lucky we have that.
And my computer is perched on some luggage. Wait a minute. Why don't I put it on the table, Erin?
Oh, there wouldn't be one.
And a chair?
Oh, we don't have any of those, but we do have a closet.
A closet.
Come by, won't you?
Look, I have shirts hanging here. I don't...
With our pleasing 4 hangers. Now, we know they supplied us with only 4 hangers because they're the kind that can't steal.
But wait, speaking of stealing, security is utmost at this hotel.
Perhaps you're worried and you want to place your valuables in the safe. Good, because
You can lift the safe.
you can actually put it in your luggage and walk off with it.
I think I need to powder my nose.
Let's go to the bathroom. Once again, lovely high seat.
Oh, very nice.
Here we are. Oh, don't trip on that. I've cut my foot on that twice, so don't do that.
May I point out the other porcelain thing in this room? Beautiful sink. Beautiful sink. And, as you can see, it's been glued back together.
Now, I don't want to seem like we're complaining, but when I had booked this package and saved the money for it, they had assured me this was a 4.5-star hotel. 4.5-star hotel.
That's 4.5.
Now, you're thinking after a hot and sweaty day, perhaps I'd like to have a shower. No, it isn't
I
a
would.
spacious shower.
Let's take a look. Wow, this is kind of nice. And it comes with a bonus. Mold.
Extra black mold. You know, that decontamination unit across the street is beginning to make more sense.
Isn't it? All right. All right.
Very at home in there, honey.
Once again, not a trash can in this case.
We're not sure if it's an ice bucket, but it doesn't have a lid.
All right. Well, you know what I think, Erin?
Yes.
I think the important thing is that we are here. We're in New Orleans. We're in the French Quarter. We're making the best of it. But you know what? The most important thing is we're together in this hellhole called, what's the name of this hotel?
Hotel Royale.
Royale.
It was like a spa.
Oh my gosh.
It was like a spa with
Oh my gosh.
or a retreat, but with a guillotine. So that was good.
Have you ever seen a sink glued back together? Now, they did do a good job. But seriously, now I will say this. We were good sports. We constantly made fun. They had a bureau in the front lobby, but not in our room. There was no flat surfaces.
Fortunately, there were 2 beds, or we really would have been in trouble.
Oh, seriously?
And then our friends that we saw down there sent us this taunting video of their room, like, look, here's a bureau.
Oh, my God.
There's a dresser over there. Sucks. Did we mention in the video that there was also no such thing as housekeeping, nor of a restaurant or room service, or even a
room
way to
service?
call
There's
no way to call the front desk?
They just threw rocks.
It was more like a hostel.
Yelled down to someone
with
who's
good sheets.
walking into the hotel. Now, it was like old. Obviously, it's an old hotel.
And it was
it's
wonderful,
great.
that part.
And you bought a package. We did really well. We weren't like, well, we're not going to, because it would have been really expensive.
We weren't homeless and sleeping in the park, so that was a plus.
Oh, my gosh. It was so funny, though.
That was such a great trip, though. So we went
was
for.
Fun.
It was one of those things where it really, there's no time of the year. There's not a festival going on in New Orleans, but this happened to be St. Patrick's Day weekend, and so there was a lot of green, a lot of drunk green people, but they were extra drunker because it was New Orleans.
Once you get away from about 3 streets, it's beautiful. And it's cool. And it's romantic.
You'll have to show them the Café Du Monde tomorrow.
And that
where you'll get your beignets.
Concludes our vacation for the year. Okay.
That's pretty much it.
That's pretty much it.
Yeah, okay.
The gun show.
Explain this. Now, this was the Sportsman's Expo, and it was this weekend.
Right.
Now, explain what happened.
Okay. So, 2 guys. Now, at the
Southtown
at the gun shows,
Southtown Convention.
You can do private sales. With this is one of the loopholes I want to close on.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so, and I've done this. I've sold a gun to someone, and think about how weird that is, meeting someone at the Home Depot parking lot.
That's not creepy
at all.
And
they're going, here's the gun. So anyways, these 2 guys did it, but they were in the car.
Okay.
So they said, hey, you know what? I got a handgun. You want to buy it? And the guy goes, yeah, I want to buy
We're
it.
at the Sportsman's Expo anyway.
So I'm gonna picture they're in a pickup truck. Don't know which one, if they were. And one guy takes the gun, and he hands it. They call it a handoff. No, he hands the gun to the other guy like this. The other guy takes it with his finger in the trigger cage and shoots it.
Well, I guess that's a good way to test it out.
Goes through his hand, shrapnel into the guy's leg, the other guy. So both people are actually shot. Now, this happened...
2 body parts, 1 bullet. Wow.
Wow. It's like Deadpool.
Right?
That scene in Deadpool.
I know!
So the cops, they're not going to charge anybody because it was accidental. And there was one of these back when, last year I think there was, the guy shot himself in the leg.
Well, and there was another one where the bullet ricocheted and it hit 2 of the kids standing by. So there was that one at one of the gun shows here.
But one of the interesting things is a lot of people, the certain contingent of the population, is saying that they were actors, liberal actors, putting this thing together in the parking lot.
To make it look like...
Now, I've been paid SAG wages. And for a part like this...
Screen Actors Guild.
You're not on camera. You're actually... I don't even know if you get paid. And I just don't know anybody who would take a bullet.
You have to be able to utter, I think it's at least 2 lines, or at least 3 seconds of dialogue in order to qualify
You
for SAG.
shot me in the hand. You shot me in the leg. I'm getting paid like $200.
Kick in 2 extra ows. Ow, you shot me in the leg.
You
Ow.
son of...
Yeah.
There's 4 words or so. So they're not going to charge anybody, but they both had to go to the hospital because they've been shot.
I don't think even as a liberal actor I would be willing to accept just $200 to get shot, because that's very uncomfortable. And I don't speak from experience, but I'm just assuming it would be uncomfortable.
But as soon as it happened, and everybody starts going like this to figure out where it happened, because a lot of people don't know sometimes. But you imagine they just both went, oh, we're going to be those guys in the news.
We're going to be those guys.
And you are.
Sorry, I hope you're feeling better.
We do hope you're feeling better. You've
Safety.
got this story. No, I want you to do this story because this is the weirdest. We started watching some college basketball over the weekend because the
March Madness and some of the crazy upsets that were just amazing.
Awesome.
I mean, insane upsets.
So
and we're talking about that later too. But of course, now the Jazz have been doing incredibly well.
Really,
they
have.
Fantastic. They moved into the 5th playoff spot.
They had 10 wins in a row. Remember?
They beat the Kings. That was 103-97. I mean, it was incredible. It was a great weekend. Well, this is like the most perplexing thing. Okay. So the Jazz were looking to sign another guard after potential injury to their starting point guard, Ricky Rubio.
But where did they go?
As you may recall, there were a couple of cheap shots from the Jazz victory Thursday night. Thank you, Phoenix. You suck. And they went, what can we do? And now, John Stockton has got to be one of the most...
He's too old to play. Aaron, don't be ridiculous.
He's one of the most beloved characters of Salt Lake City's history.
He is.
Everybody loves him. He was irascible. He was grumpy. He was an awesome interview.
Mr.
He'd
Pick and
snarl
Roll.
things like, what do you want now?
He can't play. He's too old.
And we loved him so much.
Really?
Well, as you know, he had a son who also went to Gonzaga and played there. And apparently he also played for 3 days with the Sacramento Kings.
Now,
3 NBA games.
3 NBA games. So there he is. He looks.
Oh, he does look just like John, doesn't he?
A little bit.
A lot, I think. In any case, he just signed a contract with the Utah Jazz. This is according to the NBA league sources.
3 years, $21 million.
Now you're thinking this is great, man. And then we've got to back up in case Ricky and
$4 million a game.
They signed him for a 10-day contract. 10 days.
That's awesome.
10 days.
That's like a short contract.
Is it like, so I want to know, was he just like, yeah, I can hang out for 10 days? Or were they thinking we don't want to...
We'll see what's good.
We don't want to risk any potential... 10 days.
What's cool about this, though, is he gets to get out there. People get to watch him.
Stretch his legs.
Other teams around the league get to watch him, and he gets to do his stuff. And a point guard usually plays quite a bit in the game. So he gets to go out and do his stuff. And both the Jazz get to watch him, but more importantly, the rest of the country gets to watch him. And they might see something they like, and boom, bang, zoom.
But 10 days.
He's got a contract.
And what is the rest of the team? The backup point guard's like, well, hey, I'm right here. I could...
Oh, no.
I've been stretching out.
Team effort, 110%. The weird thing is that with 10 days, do you get a locker? Or do they just have a gym bag for you?
I'm beginning, yeah, and it's like, do they just do like the iron-on patches, like you're on the back of your shirt? So
They're Velcroed on, Stockton, spelled wrong.
It's completely possible that Dave is like, I don't really want to do it, but I don't mind helping out for 10 days. It's like a substitute teacher. It's like, it's not my full-time gig.
It's
but
awesome.
I'm willing
He
to
gets
step
to go
in.
out and do it. And he's a Stockton, so that's really fun.
I've just never heard of that before.
I don't think I've heard of a 10-day contract before either.
Ever.
All right,
Okay.
let's get some information, shall we?
All right, let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily newsroom. She is brought to you by Always Black Friday, where everything is 75% off every day, 12th Street in Ogden. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Look, bad things happen to good people, but that doesn't mean that you shouldn't be able to get a reliable automobile. These are the guys that can help you at utahcreditapproval.com. Also by All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. Look, if you need to get something checked out, these are the guys that can cover pretty much all the systems in your house. Just go to allutahplumbing.com. Daisy, my dear, what's going on today?
Thanks, Todd and Erin. Hello, everyone. Here's what's making news on Monday, March 19th on GephartDaily.com. Police are crediting the action of a Good Samaritans for saving the life of a man trapped inside a burning car in Riverton early Monday morning. Unified Police Lieutenant Ken Malone told Gephardt Daily officers were called to 12600 South, 1300 West about 12:38 a.m. after a westbound vehicle jumped a median and slammed into a tree. The car burst into flames while the driver remained trapped inside. Other drivers jumped from their vehicles and managed to pull the man from his car, but not before he was severely burned. The victim was taken by ground ambulance to the burn trauma intensive care unit at the University of Utah, where he's reported in serious condition. His name has yet to be released. Police have identified the driver on Interstate 15 this weekend after exiting a car in the aftermath of a relatively minor accident. The Utah Highway Patrol says 22-year-old Salt Lake City resident Ismail Ibrahim Hussein Abdallah was standing in the road when he was hit by several vehicles driving freeway speeds. The cause of the original accident remains under investigation. Police are looking for suspects who shot up a West Jordan neighborhood early Sunday morning. Investigators told Gephardt Daily 3 cars and 3 houses were riddled with bullets after 2 cars driven by suspected gang members opened fire on one another. No one was injured in the shooting, which happened near 5570 West Shadbury Circle just after midnight. Anyone with info about the shooters is asked to call West Jordan Police. And time now for your Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's top audiovisual specialists, and Magic Wash, the ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. After a week-long return to winter, it looks like we'll be warming up a bit. Monday's highs will be in the low 50s under mostly sunny skies. Same for Tuesday and Wednesday. By the end of the week, we'll see some more moisture and another dip in temperatures. That's it for now. For more news 24/7, go to GephartDaily.com. For now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
All right, thank you, Daisy, so much. It's the Todd and Erin noon stream. We haven't named it
We've
yet.
got to come up. We're going to have to do a contest.
What
with
did people
cool
say?
prizes.
What did people say about Facebook?
Basically, good afternoon, all. They said we could be the Good Day Peeps.
For Easter.
Yeah, but it had little baby chicks. It was
Yeah.
kind of cute.
Yeah, no.
Thank you, Wendy. I thought it was adorable. Never mind.
Hey, we should talk about Magic Wash.
We're going to be out there Saturday. This is kind of cool.
Magic Wash is it's a porcelain finish that they basically made chemicals, not harmful chemicals that'll keep your car cleaner longer.
Well, it's like they mixed a series of ceramic polymers, like waxes and stuff.
Don't get all scientific
Well,
on
no, but
me.
it's kind of cool because they do it themselves, and so it gives this really cool sheen. And your car's on a platform, so you don't have to worry about things yanking you along. And so
It's like a magic carpet.
well, let's be honest. This is like the most entertaining thing we could do for the kids.
I
You
tell
know that,
what,
right?
I tell you what, this is the best place. If your kids are freaking out, you stop, you get them fries.
Take them through the car
It's
wash.
like Disneyland.
It really.
All the foam sprays on the windows. Woo!
Do you know they even have like special lights, like for Christmas and Halloween, inside the car wash that flash?
And here's
I love this guy.
Here's a little tip not to do. Don't roll your windows down when you go through the blowers. Okay? It's not a good thing.
We've seen
Don't.
videos.
Don't do that.
So in any case, it stays cleaner longer. Brand new opening. This is going to be a lot of fun. South Ogden. And, of course, we're going to be there. We're giving away car washes all week long, so you can stop by and say hi on Saturday and get your car washed. But this is going to be fun.
All right, 2 locations?
Yes, 2 locations. They're also in Layton. This is at Magic Wash. And, by the way, James, the owner, wanted me to tell you that their vacuums really suck. Because there's... Never mind. We love you, though, James.
Tell me something good, Time.
All right, this is brought to you by Always Black Friday. Don't forget they are 30 to 75% off every day. They are open at 12th Street in Ogden. This is, the coolest story ever. So we just barely got back from a flight, and there were a couple of times. It was pretty bouncy. And my first thought was, I don't think we have enough life insurance.
Seriously, I look over and I see Erin and...
I'm not freaking out about the bumpiness, but it was really...
Yeah,
It was more that, how you always watch the flight attendants' eyes to see what they're thinking, but all I could think was, we really don't have enough life insurance.
And I leaned over to comfort. I went, it'll be quick. Don't... We're not that high in the air. It'll be over fast.
He's reassuring. It could be worse. This was a flight to Jamaica, and it was 2 doctors. They're anesthesiologists, and they were going with their wives.
They both were anesthesiologists?
Yeah, they worked together, same practice, and they were going down for a medical convention.
Sounds like a joke.
In Jamaica. Which is awesome.
Nice.
And it was JetBlue flight, and there was a senior, an elderly woman who had started having trouble breathing. She collapsed into the aisle. They do the thing. Is there a doctor on board? They both stand up. I'm a doctor. There's an awesome woman who's like, I'm a nurse. And so she was trying to help her recover. This elderly woman could not breathe again. And they were trying everything. They were doing chest compressions, everything. And so they finally resolved, managed to flag down the flight attendant again and said, what do you have on board? Do you even have like a handheld pump respirator that we can use? And she's like, I'm sorry, we don't even... there's
we don't
nothing.
stock that, yeah.
And so they're sitting there thinking, and they're still doing chest compressions, and they go, wait. And they go, get one of when the pressure in the cabin drops.
The demo unit?
Yeah. You know how the masks drop and the tubing? So they ripped one out of the ceiling. They took it over. They said, you have an oxygen tank on board, because they always have those. So they actually patched out and made their own ventilator for this woman. It's like the Apollo 13 mission when they had to create all this stuff out of what they just had on board.
So now she's got oxygen.
And so they leapt into action. They're putting this together. And this is the part that I absolutely loved. So they're still going at it, and they're not going to stop. The plane's going in for an emergency landing, because clearly it's the first place you can land, right?
Which is kind of a dream come true for the pilots, because they get to do crazy maneuvers.
Now, this is craziness, and the doctors are not going to get up and strap themselves back in for safety, because the woman is requiring their assistance to live.
Right.
And so a bunch of passengers get up, and they surround them, and they hold onto the guys, and then they brace onto the chairs, because it was a really rough landing, and they didn't want the 2 doctors and the nurse to get jounced up and thrown around.
Oh, my
So
gosh.
all these people unstrap themselves, and they brace themselves like a human shield around the victim and the 3 medical personnel. And so everything landed safely. It was rough. People got bangs and bruises, but nobody got hurt.
Right.
But I love the concept that people would be smart enough to go, they're going to fly in the air once we land. And so everyone leaped up to do the right thing.
I just think it's so cool when they go, is there a doctor on board? Dun, 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 dun. You're like, dun, 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 dun. I'm a doctor.
See, I'd be the sad one going, I have one in English literature.
Right.
If that helps.
Right.
Yeah.
And the only thing we had on our flight was a guy with terrible gas sitting behind us. Seriously.
Well, given the air turbulence, it makes more sense now.
I wanted turbulence. I wanted those masks to drop down because it was horrific. And Erin and I, every once in a while, just go like, really? Really?
Okay, really? So you're basically going to ruin this inspiring end where everyone banded together and they created something magical so that you could whine about gas.
No, it highlights it more.
No, it makes
Here's the bad.
It makes you a big fat whiny baby. That you have basically demoralized.
I didn't have
beautiful episode.
I didn't have a bureau. Okay. So back off, Missy. Okay. Christopher's.
I judged a man with no drawers until I found a man who had no bureau.
Who had 4 hangers. Christopher's.
God bless Christopher's. After a year
Right.
of supporting us during the morning stream, they said, we would love to accompany you to lunch. And as a matter of fact, we have a few new surprises from you because they've opened up another restaurant under the Christopher's umbrella.
I did not know this.
But this one in particular
Why am I the
is
last to know?
Christopher's, where you and 3 close friends and people you adore get to go to dinner and have a wonderful time and be taken care of
Right.
and finally get to reconnect with people who matter to you. And all you have to do to enter is simply drop a comment on the show today. Hey, I like Christopher's.
Hey, noontime is
That's
awesome.
good.
Something like that.
And it essentially, it just comes
'cause
back to, where you're going to be.
we're getting them at lunchtime when they're hungry.
I know,
So Christopher's
right?
means more to you.
Yeah, Heather, I knew you would be there for me,
Thank
honey.
you, Heather.
Oh, by the way, Sandy wanted to know which Magic Wash we're going to be at. It's going to be the South Ogden one. South Ogden one this Saturday. I'll make sure to put it up on Facebook.
Are we going to, wash people's cars?
I think they already are washed and they're even dried, but I could give you a rag and we could do the hubcaps or something.
You know what we could do? We could do the slow motion. No. Okay, sorry.
No, honey, that's...
Coming up.
All right, that's
Coming
okay.
up. Tough sheds are hurting people, and they're flying like out of the Wizard of Oz.
Flying tough sheds.
But this one didn't land on a witch. We'll tell you coming up
We'll
next.
tell you next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by UtahCreditApproval.com. Bad things happen to good people, but you can get your credit back on track and get a reliable automobile by giving them a call. 801-404-7201. And also by Columbus Travel with spectacular deals on cruises and all-inclusive vacations. Go to ColumbusVacations.com. And All Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air, where they have a winter special that they can check out your furnace and make sure that it's operating efficiently, saving you hundreds of dollars in energy bills. Just go to AllUtahPlumbing.com. Did you know that you can catch the Todd and Erin Morning Stream on Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud, and GephartDaily.com any time of the day or night?
All right, welcome back to the Todd and Erin noon thing, whatever.
I know,
Don't know what
right?
we're going to call it. We'll go with nooner for now. Beautiful mountains this morning. This afternoon.
We're in the intermediate period where I think we're still allowed to say morning. It's
I'm
just
not
when it
sure.
goes to like 1-ish,
All
then
I
it's
know
bad.
is I am hungry.
Always. Well, this is good. We've always had those awesome sports bets where there's companies that are so secure in their knowledge that nothing could possibly go wrong that they're like, we're going to give you
What was
a
it?
free...
Was
the
it-
latest one was Super Bowl. Remember the beer? The beer bet?
Yeah.
And like everybody in Pennsylvania was
that's
about to
right.
get beer.
The player said he would buy everyone a beer.
And apparently he did his level best.
And they've done tacos and they've done French fries at the Jazz games and things like that. So Little Caesars, huh?
Little Caesars, man, they must have thought, we have got this nailed. Because they went into the Sweet 16 and they said, if number 16 beats a number 1 in men's basketball tonight, you will score a free Little Caesars lunch combo.
Crap.
Now, you may remember the University of Virginia Cavaliers. Proud of you guys. I was there for Virginia
number
for a
one.
long time. Overall number 1 seed. They've only lost twice, all season long.
Right.
Okay. Well, of course, number 16 was the University of Maryland Baltimore Retrievers. Remember we were seeing the little retriever shirt and we're like the dogs?
I saw the initials on the screen where the score goes.
We
and
had to look it up to
I was
figure-
like, who the heck is that? And then who was it again?
It was Baltimore. It was
Right.
the University of Maryland Baltimore Retrievers. Now,
Furnace Repair and Lube Shop.
here's the deal. It is, they say, the biggest upset
It was
during the NCAA
amazing.
ever when Baltimore won.
It was
And it was the
amazing.
shot, and the kid was screaming, and we watched 3 play like 800 times. We couldn't even stop.
3-pointer.
And this boy's running around. He's the most adorable kid ever, and he's running around
No,
the
he
court.
was running away from his
No, but
teammates
that's
because
what
they
I
were going
mean.
to pounce on him.
And his teammates were chasing him because they were like, we will bury you with love against your will. It was the funniest thing ever. But yeah, they won.
It's two weird things about this, and I'm not sportsy at all, but for the thing that it's like the Super Bowl, it's like all this emotion, and
It was
these kids
wonderful
are
seeing
playing
this
like
cute kid.
crazy. He could have made a 2-point shot and tied the game and gone into overtime, but he didn't. They went for a 3-pointer. Now here's the point. After he did this, someone overnight went through and got as much film on this kid as they could, and they showed him make that shot like 8 times. 8 times.
Wow.
And they all went in.
That's just
That's
amazing.
freaking amazing.
He was the most awesome guy ever. Well, in any case, Little Caesars.
Yeah.
went-
Oh, no.
They're so screwed.
What are they giving them?
They actually are going to go through with it. They
And
said
what
we
is
can't
it?
back it down. So they're making good on the promotion. Anyone here in Utah can swing by a Little Caesars on April 2nd between 11:30 a.m. and 1 p.m. local time to get a pizza and drink combo.
Do that one more time.
They said we got to make it good. We promised.
Not a whole, so a lunch combo.
Once again,
So it's a couple pieces.
11:30 a.m. to 1 p.m. only. You can get a pizza and drink combo
There's gonna be a
at
line
any
up.
location on April 2nd here along the Wasatch Front.
There's going to be a line out the door.
But I love the fact that they went, we're going to make it good. Instead of going, well, we had some legal language in there that indicated that.
They're going to give coupons,
Yeah.
10% off.
No,
they're
they said, okay, we'll do it. Isn't that awesome?
I don't know how they're going to pull it off. I think they're going to have every college kid at the U is going to go on that one on Fifth South.
I know,
and
God
they're
bless you
going to
guys.
sit there, and
Because you're in college, you got time. It's true.
that's crazy.
Wow, that's amazing. So it was the most epic upset, and now Little Caesars is making good. There's free pizza, and there's no such thing bad about free pizza.
There's nothing.
Nothing bad.
Washington County, boy, what did you do wrong? Because on
How did they offend the weather gods?
Sunday afternoon, you guys got pummeled, and we've all seen microbursts here in the city. The tornado that we had years ago.
And then all of a sudden, your neighbor's entire patio furniture is like in somebody else's pool. Yeah.
And they thought the tornado was actually a microburst. Well, it wasn't. But a microburst comes in, and then you get to play the game, whose lawnmower is this? And where's my dog?
Hey, where did my fence go? Yeah.
There's a dog here. And so basically, we saw up in Farmington when that wind came through and all the damage it did with the microburst went down into Home Depot's parking lot, and it came down and it blew. Think how heavy those sheds are.
The pre-built tough sheds they have all lined up so that you can see what they've got. And,
Right.
And I assume they have to be fairly weighted.
They moved it, two of them, 50 feet. It rolled and actually hit a girl and hit another person. She's going to be okay. But think of how powerful that is, because we're
basically buried her. If you see the shot, the tough shed is smashed flat. It's flat pieces.
Yeah, she's under it, but she's going to be fine. And we're used to like 18-wheelers that have the big surface area, that they flip them over. But a tough shed.
Wow.
So whatever you're doing wrong there in Washington County,
Congratulations, sweetie. We're glad you're alive,
you might
because
want to straighten it out.
that's one heck of a story. Okay, now
This is my best. This is.
and I know this is wrong, and
Right.
I suspect I am being more lighthearted than this story deserves.
Right.
But there is something about the plucky can-do attitude of this woman who perseveres beyond any common sense, beyond the promise of a continued and extended jail term, beyond probably the genuine chagrin of her children, and definitely the definite unease of her ex.
She is the stick-to-itivity person of the year.
Now, Linda Tracy Gilman, we have actually talked to you about her before. She's 70 years old.
There
Oh,
she
there's
is.
Nana. Look at Nana.
How about a little hug?
Well, she got nailed originally, trying to hire someone to kill her husband. And then, of course, the person had contacted the police, and that's how she ended up in jail the first time.
Right.
Okay, number two,
Yeah.
she attempted, while in jail, to organize another attempted assassination of her husband in order
Right.
to claim his life insurance.
He must be a real target.
This was just early last year, right? Now, so here's the thing that amazes me. She's not satisfied with those first two failed attempts. She may be behind bars. That's true.
She's not a quitter.
But she figured out it's just not good enough. So here's what happened. She was found guilty Friday on one count of criminal solicitation, first-degree felony. And
Are you talking?
Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill said, I have never seen anything like this.
This is a third.
She attempted for a third time to get someone to kill her ex-husband. She gave the man $5,000 and promised him $100,000 more when her ex-husband and his current wife were dead, and she could collect on her ex-husband's life insurance.
So well, first of all, why is her name still on the insurance? Number two, she's going to bump off both of them,
Apparently that was the plan.
and they still live here.
She referred herself to the bank and said she could make everything happen.
Witness protection program. I'm out of here.
And they had audio recordings. Everything's pretty much laid out. Gilman's attorney said that, oh, no, to see what really happened here is the so-called hitman actually approached her and he was trying to trick her.
I'm looking for someone to kill. You know anyone?
And so, once again, the the state just kind of pushed the button on the recording again where she basically said she was the bank and she could make everything happen. 3 times. You really don't like your ex. 3 times.
How does he sleep at night? Because you know it's going to happen again. And sooner or later...
And she's so squirrely. I mean, she's so incredibly squirrely that she looks like somebody's Nana, with her little bangs and stuff. And she's in there going, I'm the bank.
Let me bake you some cookies and give you a pistol. And then you can go out and shoot people.
3 times.
Yeah, it's just sad. All right, so coming up, Hollywood. If you like Will and Grace, we got some good news for you, and that is coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor, Mortgages Made Simple. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, you'll find out that you can get a mortgage with a credit score as low as 600. Fink and McGregor, also by the Vein Clinic. If you go to theveinclinic.com, you can schedule an appointment and find out some amazing options for pain-free removal of varicose veins and spider veins. Your legs can look great again with the Vein Clinic. And also by Black Diamond Experts. They're experts in electric, plumbing, heating, and air. They also have a brand new store up in Ogden now. If you'd like to reach them, you can go to blackdiamondexperts.com.
Welcome back. It's the Todd and Erin
noon thing.
We're
first day at noon.
Yeah. But it's very nice to see you at noon. And Hollywood Connection, of course, brought to you by Connect Heating and Air. By the way, if you have commercial properties, they have this maintenance schedule they can set up for you where they do everything and you never even have to think about it again. It's amazing. Just go to utahheatingandcooling.com.
All right.
Will and Grace.
Will and Grace. Now first of all, funny show. Back
in the whenever is when it was
80s, wasn't it?
Yeah. Well, this is the cool thing, though. It's caused this resurgence. There was Murphy Brown, there was Roseanne, but Will and Grace kind of kicked it all off.
I haven't seen Murphy Brown yet.
It's in filming.
It is?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But this is really cool. Technically, this is considered a 3rd season now because they had done a couple of webcasts to kind of kick things off in 2016.
They all look the same. They've signed a contract with the
natural.
devil.
It really is a natural. And then, of course, they had their minimum season, which worked out really, really well. Now they're ordering what they're called the 3rd season.
Wow.
This is really, really cool. They are bringing them back for a 3rd season, 23 more episodes. And if you're ordering 23 episodes, that's pretty much the kiss from your distribution company that they love your guts.
Yeah. Well, the
so
numbers,
tell me
I guess,
how cool
have been
that
great.
is.
Yeah.
I think that's wonderful. They had back the original producer, everything.
Jack is still funnier than I'll get at. And what's her name? The smart
Megan Mullally.
Oh my gosh.
And she's got the high sneaky voice. It goes like, oh my gosh. So that's very cool.
And the writers still have it. The writers, and I know they have a lot of new writers, but there still is the same essence and stuff like that. So that's cool.
Now let's tackle Walking Dead. Walking Dead, of course, has been #1 for how many bazillion and 97 years now. And of course, they had done Fear the Walking Dead, the spinoff, which hasn't been as strong, but it's still excellent. Now the only actual character that's crossed over from either show, of course, is our personal favorite, the guy who was absolutely amazing, Morgan. He was the first one in The Pacifist on the first show and then went into the second as a crossover. So they're doing something really cool. They're going to do a big crossover season finale with Walking Dead and then the season premiere of Fear the Walking Dead, and they're going to put it in local theaters. 750 theaters across the country. So if you're on the fan list, which I am, it's really easy. Just go over to AMC and you can get on the fan list there. Then they'll sell you the tickets in advance. You get all the cool stuff. Number 1, you get to find out what happens way before anybody else. And plus, they're going to have like Morgan live casting and answering questions, and then they're going to have cast members from both casts as well. How cool is that?
You know what's sad about this?
I'm so excited.
Is you got The Walking Dead, you got The Walking Dead this, you got The Walking Dead that, and then you got spin-off Walking Dead. And soon, if this just keeps going, if he keeps going, it's going to be Walker Dead. Because everyone's going to be that old, and they're all going to have walkers, and they're going to be trying to walk away from those zombies, and it's not going to happen, right?
Nobody lives long enough to get old there.
This is probably true.
Carl is living proof of that one,
That's
unfortunately.
True. Hey, right after information, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yelp reviews on zoos and their animals.
As it should be. All right, let's go to Daisy. She's in the Gephardt Daily Newsroom. She is brought to you by Fink and McGregor Mortgages Made Simple. Look, with all the craziness recently with interest rates and the stock market, everyone's kind of wondering what's going on. Literally 4 minutes, and they can get you all set up with some questions, and then someone will call you the next business day. Just go to fink-mcgregor.com. Also by the Vein Clinic. Go to theveinclinic.com. Schedule an appointment for the Riverton location. That's where I went to get my varicose veins taken care of. This is the first time in my history the sucker was pain-free, and I could see the results literally within 2 days instead of weeks and weeks of bandages. It's theveinclinic.com. Also by Always Black Friday, where everything is 30 to 75% off every day. They are in Ogden, 12th Street, and you can go online to see what new stock they have as well. Daisy, what's going on, my dear?
What's making national and world news headlines on Monday, March 19th on Gephardt Daily? 2 people were injured after another explosion rocked Austin, Texas, Sunday night. Police say 2 males in their 20s suffered serious injuries in the blast. Investigators spent the night trying to determine the cause of the explosion and advised people living within a half-mile radius of the explosion to stay indoors until daylight. Sunday night's explosion was the 4th this month in Texas' capital, City. 2 people were killed after 3 separate bombing incidents rocked the city on March 2nd and twice on March 12th. No arrests have been made. A helicopter carrying Ivanka Trump and Jared Kushner had to return to an airport in Washington on Thursday after one of its engines failed. The couple was flying from Washington to New York in a 2-engine helicopter when the incident took place, forcing the chopper to return to D.C. It's unclear whose helicopter Trump and Kushner were flying in. A spokesman for the couple had no comment on the incident. Russians overwhelmingly extended Vladimir Putin's presidential reign another 6 years Sunday night. The only uncertainty is just how many voters turned out to support the Russian despot. Exit polls show the dictator and former KGB agent won nearly 74% of the vote. He'll now enter a 4th term as president. And now time for another look at your Wasatch Front weather, brought to you by Brio Technologies, Utah's top audiovisual specialists, and Magic Wash, the ceramic car wash with outlets in South Ogden and Layton. After a nasty bout of winter weather last week, it looks like we'll be warming up a bit. Monday's high should hit the 50-degree mark, while under mostly sunny skies. Tuesday and Wednesday we'll see more of the same, but by the end of the week, we're expected to see more moisture and another dip in temperatures. That's it for now. For more news across the nation and around the world, go to GephartDaily.com. For now, Todd and Erin, back to you.
My dear Daisy. Okay, I love this. Now, if you've never tried Yelp reviews, of course, this is a great place to find out what everyone's thinking. And so I want to tell you the story, but it's brought to you by Fink and McGregor, and Mortgages Made Simple. Now, our friend Jeff Stout, who is neither Fink nor McGregor, but it's his company, has this really great system where essentially you can go on to fink-mcgregor.com and take like 4 minutes, answer some questions, and they'll bust out all these different options for you for mortgages. Now,
and they'll call you the next day.
And yeah, that's the nice thing. The next day, they'll call you on the next business day, say, hey, what questions do you have? What can we do?
And if you've ever been through the process before, it's horrible.
Yeah, you run through a bank or some of the other companies.
But the great thing is with Jeff, he says that these are the items I need. This is the paperwork. Get it to me. Once you get it to him, he goes through the process. He finds the right loan for you. And in 30 days, which is incredibly fast time for a mortgage.
Didn't one of ours take 3 months once?
No, but six weeks or so. And then, boom, he'll take care of you. So 4-minute test. All you have to do is go to
Fink-McGregor.com. Mortgages Made Simple. Okay, now I want to tell you about this. So Yelp reviews have always been one of those big things where it can be good, it can be bad, but it can really impact your business. I mean, if it's not a great thing, it's serious because it really can tank you.
This is true.
And so, zoos were taking a look at this system and the ratings and going, why are we not in on this action?
On the Yelp?
Yeah, but then they were thinking, it's not like we can say we're awesome because that looks weird.
Right.
So who can we have to recommend us? And then they thought, the zoo creatures. So, for instance, there's one where there's a red panda.
Oh, there he is.
This person gets 5 ranking stars. It says, we're a fanda of the red panda. Self-cleaning, extra fluff included. Rate a species. And there's another one, Dr. Catfish. 5 stars. Pleasantly surprised. Thought I'd ordered a Roomba, but this did an excellent job of cleaning up my ecosystem. Only downside is the projectile vomiting. Overall 5 stars. Would drunkenly purchase again. It's one of the bottom-feeding cleaner fish.
Funny.
And then, of course, very unsatisfied with the shipping. I ordered a frog, and all I got was this big melted pile, which, of course, was all the eggs
Okay. You're scaring me there.
No.
All
So
right.
they said that this is like a huge hit now, though, and rate a species, hashtag rate a species is like the biggest thing now on Twitter, and all the zoos are racing to get their own individual Yelp reviews out.
All right.
Tell me that's not awesome.
It is awesome. And you know what? If you have an inner hippie, there's a vehicle coming back.
Oh, wait, there's one more I have to tell you about.
All right, go ahead.
Color not as shown, not even close. Supposed to be a predator, but just sits on a heated rock all day and lets turtles walk all over him. It was one of the changing chameleon lizards.
All right.
I just cackled, didn't I?
Hippie wagons are back, and you're going to find out what that is coming up next.
The Todd and Erin Morning Stream is brought to you by Fink and McGregor. If you go to fink-mcgregor.com, there's a short 4-minute quiz, and at the end of it, you can find a whole array of mortgage options, and someone will call you back from Fink and McGregor within the next business day. Also by Utah Credit Approval. Go to utahcreditapproval.com because they know that bad things happen to good people, but that shouldn't stop you from repairing your credit and getting a reliable automobile at utahcreditapproval.com. And also all Utah Plumbing, Heating, and Air. John has 24/7 service because he knows that emergencies can happen any time of the day or night. And right now they have a $69 special to check out all your heating systems to make sure they're working well. Just go to allutahplumbing.com.
Actually,
We're back. Hello.
hi. How are you?
It's the Todd and Erin noon stream. That doesn't sound right.
First day at noon. We don't know. Tell us what you think about it.
One girl, I think it was Teresa, just suggested afternoon delight.
Oh, I get it. Except
She also says you look so much more awake.
I got a new haircut.
It's probably true.
All right, Orem Police are offering something to teachers, isn't it?
Yeah, this is interesting because, they've had this big gun debate, and President Trump at one point suggested maybe what we need to be do is training teachers.
Some of the teachers.
To be able to carry firearms if they
Right.
feel like they're qualified or if they feel comfortable doing so.
Mm-hmm. And so what's Orem doing?
Well, you've got I do have the
Yeah,
story.
you
I'm
have the
sorry,
story.
I suck. I was looking at you like, why are you going to talk about it?
I'm used to that look.
All right, so it's interesting. Orem Police offered Alpine School District teachers an opportunity if they wanted to complete a training course and then receive a concealed carry permit. And nearly 25 educators actually attended the free class.
There you
It
go.
was at the Orem Senior Citizen Center Saturday morning.
Even if you weren't going to use it at school, it's kind of a cool thing, that you went and got it for free.
Yeah, Orem Police Detective Jared Goulding said, if they're willing to arm themselves to protect themselves against a potential threat, but if they're willing to get the education and the training, because there's training that goes with a concealed weapon permit, and you're required to do a certain amount of target practicing, upkeep. To
Well,
make sure
no.
you're-
Here's where you're going to hate me now. And if this is true, and I still remember this, some other states don't honor the concealed permit from Utah because they don't have to. Maybe they do. I hope they do. But they used to or don't have to go to a range and actually fire their weapon.
That's changed.
Good, because that was ridiculous.
Oh, no, but you need practice. It's important.
Yeah.
So it was interesting, but Detective Goulding said I wanted to offer the option, and
It's nice of them.
25 people took him up on it.
There you go.
So, yeah, it was an interesting.
And that's usually a $59 value. Something like that, isn't it?
Oh, there you go.
All right. It is back, folks.
Are you excited now?
Hippie wagons. Did you ever? No, you're too young. Did you ever? No, you've never even ridden in it, have you?
You're talking about the Volkswagen vans.
The
too,
ones
right?
I rode in really old.
Well, no,
taste.
because you would stop and you would go, look, Erin, it's a Volkswagen van. They're coming back. Look
Oh my gosh!
how cool that is.
Wait a minute. Is that?
That's the prototype.
And what is?
So
it?
they're starting mechanization of some of the equipment right now, and they're going to start producing these next year.
Same little tiny jerk engine.
In addition to the remodeled bus, they're also creating concept art for a hatchback and a crossover SUV, but they're going to be all electric. Now they're calling it the Buzz, and they say it's the most beautiful and exciting electric car in the world. Now this is actually from car designers around the country, which I thought was interesting. They have everything you've seen from other electric car makers.
Right.
And they're going to pour millions of dollars into expansion across America for this.
And they're faster.
Look how pretty it is, though.
Do you remember? Do you remember this? I'm going to take you down the road. That big shifter in front, I think they were all standard, and it was like a yard long, and you were doing this, and the engines were like a Singer sewing machine. The speed limit is more like a challenge than an inconvenience. And you hit a hill, you could get out and run around the thing. It was like horrible. They were so underpowered. And no heaters, just like the bugs. Remember that? 3rd-degree burns in the back of your ankles. Remember that? And then the rest of you got frostbite. The only car I had a scraper for the inside.
Are you serious?
Because there was no movement of air in these little things. But that is cool, and they will be faster because electric cars are actually pretty snappy.
Allie says Todd's correct. Physical training is not yet required for the concealed weapons permits, she said, unfortunately. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Oh, Wendy said afternoon's delight. I'm sorry about that, Wendy. Thank you. I loved it.
All right. I love the van thing because they're enthusiasts everywhere, you know.
But the only thing I remember about that is my dad told me that he and my mother used to go camping when they were young and poor, and that was their only vehicle. But he said it was great for camping.
It is.
They could make it really
As
comfortable.
long as it's in Kansas and not on a mountain.
That's probably true also. Now, you were going to show me something that was like...
I am going to say...
This was like the Tinder of Luxembourg, I guess.
Oh my gosh, this is such a great story. And probably educational, because probably you don't know this about Luxembourg. There is a holiday on Bretzel Sonntag. That's not bad. Pretzel Sunday.
Actually, that was pretty good, yeah.
Right. And basically on this holiday, it's all about pretzels.
So far, this is a holiday I can totally support.
It's culinary matchmaking at its best.
Wait a minute, explain that.
Traditionally, a man buys his sweetheart a pretzel, a sign of his affection. And why wouldn't that be a sign of...
Because large, soft pretzels are delicious.
And they're twisted up like your brain and heart. And
that sounds more sinister, but go on.
So the man, and he goes to the woman, and he gives her the pretzel. Now,
here, my little Liebchen.
Thank you.
A pretzel for
Thank you. If the woman accepts the gifts, she gives him a chocolate egg. Well, duh.
This is working out better and better for me. So far, this is a delicious system and so much more satisfying than Tinder.
However, if the pretzel giver receives a basket instead, it's a sign of rejection. This is why Luxembourger Grish has an expression, du coup carré papa, and they give the basket, which means to be rejected.
Okay.
Now wait, there's more. The custom began in the 18th century, and basically what happened is the women there would throw pieces of wood onto the fire, shouting at the name of their love at the same time.
Well, I guess it's better than throwing it at their actual love, so far.
Now, according to plan, they would receive the... So basically, this is all about pretzels and baskets and Easter eggs.
Well, it's interesting. They say during leap years, though, that the tradition is reversed.
Yeah, I just
and
told
that
them
women
that.
actually.
Yeah,
okay,
I
didn't realize that part. So, Brennan?
Yeah, good luck with
that.
That
is awesome. You did a much better job than I did.
Yeah,
but see, I have to admit, that's a wonderful way to do a courtship because it's all involving food.
Right.
And that's so much nicer than just swiping right on your phone. I mean, it really is.
Penguins do rocks.
And that is adorable, but
They
not
give
as
a rock,
tasty.
right. And crows and magpies give shiny objects.
Our cat has often brought us mice to indicate his love and affection. That wasn't as good.
Awesome. And now we have pretzels. So
see, I love that pretzel idea. Have you ever had one of those that they stick and then they dip it in the butter really fast and then they stick on
we're not
like the Parmesan cheese?
No, I think we're done. We're not going to talk about your food.
No, the Parmesan cheese thing is the best.
Because I want to take you back to New Orleans.
All right, we can do that.
So as we were talking before, we went down for a couple days and it was wonderful. And you get to experience. We met some friends there. We went to some restaurants, some more expensive, some really cheap.
We have one of the above ground graveyard tours for you starting tomorrow.
Oh, I'm going to show you some of the footage on this, and it's like there's just so much culture down there, and it's crazy. But for a lot of you, you haven't been there before, and basically, everybody thinks of Bourbon Street, right?
Yeah, that's the thing. That's
it's like you got to walk down it once. But if you are uncomfortable with crowds, you don't like stepping on sticky materials, and you want still to experience it, I have taken care of this for you.
He's here for you.
So we will say goodbye to you really quick and say thanks for watching on the Todd and Erin Noon, whatever it is.
Don't forget to make a comment for Christopher's to win dinner for 4.
And we now leave you with a walk down Bourbon Street. Prepare yourselves.
We were the only sober ones there.
We'll see you at noon tomorrow.
like marijuana. Turn this into a. I'm gonna just turn this into a fast walk down Bourbon time lapse because I'm just filming now. Going the right direction? What?
Someone just touched my ass, and I turned around, and the other people around me were girls. I'm like,
You whip out that dildo and slap him upside the head with it.
like I said, I looked around and beat the shit out of me. I was out with